En welkom nog een keer Kwarantynwyn in die tuin saam met Elaine. For today we are drinking a beautiful white wine all the way from the Swartland region, and this is the Mullineaux Old Vines White. Now, the Mullineaux family is made up from Chris and Andrea Mullineaux. They started Mullineaux Wines in 2007, and it was just at that time where the Swartland started going through a bit of a revolution. They were also part of the founding members of the Swartland Revolution with Adi Baardnos, Ibn Sadi, and basically trying to get the focus on wines from the Swartland. In early 2000s, the popularity was still all going towards Stellenbosch and Paarl, and the Swartland was seen as basically a place where grape growers grow their grapes, sell it off to co-ops. Nothing really serious come from there. It's very, very hot, it's very dry. As a comparison, I think in some years the Swartland gets the same rainfall as what Stellenbosch gets in 1 month. So not really a lot of water there. So most of the vineyards in that area is also bush vines. There's a lot of old vineyards there. There's also massive drive thanks to the Old Vine project to hold on to those vineyards, almost heritage vineyards, and just to get grape growers to make wines from these really, really old wines.
It's such a beautiful region. Oh my! It's like I actually read something somewhere that says that it likens it's like the American West. Hey?
It's like cowboy town out there.
Yes, and you really get that feel when you go there. It's beautiful.
It's almost like time forgot it for a little bit, and everybody who lives there is quite happy about that.
Yeah.
So they don't really care.
Yes.
And that's also what you find in their wines.
Yeah, there's like a purity there.
Minimal intervention. The Mullineaux are also part of the Swartland independent producers, which is I think 2 handfuls of producers now. And they follow a certain set of guidelines that they've set out for themselves, grape varieties that's permitted to be used there on white and red. Also, they're not allowed to add basically any yeast. They're not, what was the other thing? No acidity is allowed to be added. So to try and keep the wine as natural as possible.
I love that. I really love that.
Now the Old Vine White here is made out of mostly Chenin Blanc. There is some Clairette Banche, Grenache Blanc, Viognier, Semmilon Gris and Verdehllo in there. I think that's almost everything.
Proper recipe wine, this one. It's like
so it's
very artistic. I love it.
It's a blend of the white grape varieties that do really well in the Swartland. We've had Chenin Blanc there for quite some time, and the Chenin Blanc from that area, there's quite a lot of granite soils, gives you quite structure, quite strength. It's quite a powerful wine, and they try and freshen that up now with the Viognier, the Semmilon Gris, the Verdehllo and so forth, and it's just like
and it gives the wine such a great complexity,
and perfume. Right, this wine is not sweet, but it is fruit driven. But it's riper fruit. It's a little bit more on the yellower side.
It's also citrusy.
Citrusy. There's a touch of peach on there, but it's not dessert wine. It's not sweet, but it is very, very fruit driven. But you must also understand the Swartland region, as we say, gets very hot, so you get riper fruits.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe also you can also taste the acid in this wine is not very high.
No.
Also, the riper it is, the less acid you will get because the sun burns it all away. But yeah, and also that's why you probably add some Semmilon Gris and stuff like that to try and add a bit of acid, natural acid back into the wine with the grape varieties. It spent about 10 months in French oak, but all older barrels, 3rd, 4th, 5th fill. Some of them 500 liters. There was also, I think, a 2,000 liter foudre.
20% that goes into a new barrel.
I'm not sure. I can't speak under correction.
Yeah,
so
20% goes into a new barrel. Yeah.
It's 2020 vintage. It's young, but it doesn't taste primary, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it doesn't taste
because
young to me at all.
There's no additions into the wine. Also, very, very minimal sulfur right at the beginning when they press the grapes. Maybe some slight adjustments just before bottling, so you don't have that reductiveness in the wine where it's slightly stinky, sulfury, especially in its youth. It's just absolutely delicious.
It is. I just love how flinty it is. You know me, I like a flinty wine.
Indeed we do. Now, Andrea Mullineaux met Chris on their travels. I think they were at a champagne festival. Chris is originally here from South Africa. Studied in Stellenbosch.
Stunning love story, this one, actually.
She's originally from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Worked a stint at Waterford for a little bit as a student,
I think-
or as one of
no,
our
I think
first
they met-
stages.
they met overseas.
But they met in what, at a champagne festival or
Yeah,
something.
because he was working that side for a while. He did a stint in California for a while, and that's where they met. And then they decided to bring their love story to the Swartland.
And yeah, come live in cowboy town this side.
And since, I mean, the accolades these guys have gotten, it's really very, very impressive.
Yeah, Mullineaux Wine Estate was named Winery of the Year for John Platter 4 times.
Yes.
In their range of wines, 30. They've had 30 occasions where they had five-star
Yes.
wines. They also have, in partnership with Aniljat Singh at the Leeu Estates, so they do Mullineaux Leeu wines in Franschhoek as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Where they play around with some other grape varieties that's not necessarily all from the Swartland.
But I mean, they would be considered a very young wine farm.
Yeah, well, Mullineaux, it's 2007, so it's 13 years old. That's very young.
And I
And
mean-
then, of course, Leeu Passant was now started. I think the first vintages was 2013, 2014, maybe,
Yes.
if not 15. So I'll speak under correction there. And
So
yeah,
the quality that these guys are producing is remarkable.
now they definitely help put Swartland back on the map
Yes, see.
and get
So
it out of the
impressive.
how can we say, co-op clutches, if you can put it that, so that you don't have that stigma that it's just mass-produced wine sold to a co-op. These are actually focused, quality-driven wines. They're also under their range. In exceptional years, will do single bottlings of their best vineyards. It's not the cheapest wine on the website. This is 345 Rand a bottle, and for white wine, for most average day drinkers, it's going to be outside of their price range. But this is more of this is a serious wine. This is an occasion wine. It's an investment wine. You can lie this down 5, 6, 7, 8 years, no problem. There's enough acid, there's enough fruit. It's beautifully well made and well balanced. So
What would you pair it with? If we're talking occasion now, because this is an occasion wine, so birthdays, you know, anniversaries.
this is definitely a wine. If you're in a decent restaurant to go and have, well, I would say somewhere in the middle of the menu. I won't start with this. It is quite big. The alcohol, because of that area, you'll find the alcohols in the white wines maybe half percentage higher than other areas. So this is on 14%. So this is not a 12 o'clock in the afternoon sit in 30-degree sun wine. You'll definitely want
So
to have a
no
little.
day drinking this one, okay.
You'll definitely want to have a little bit of dinner. But now
What dinner would you have with it?
this is fish, poultry, something that has a little bit of creaminess. Can work really well. It is just, however, absolutely beautiful. You want something, I want to say, if you want to eat something, you want something light. I would say not red meat, but also not too light. You want something with a bit of body, something with richness that this wine can just help guide all the way through.
Lovely, sounds delicious. And we're having fish tonight, so whoop whoop.
So from us here at Kwarantynwyn, and to the Mullineaux Family, thank you for making beautiful wines.
Stunning,
it's definitely
really.
something that will make it back onto the restaurant wine list with me. It's delicious. We hope we can get some more. And yeah, I think production-wise, about 33,000 bottles. So there should be a little bit lying around. At the moment, it's not something that I think sells out within the first month of release.
Try and get your hands on one of these guys. Well worth it. Well worth it.
So, from us, drink the wines while you have them. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Cheers.
Cheers.